to something. Fuck that you're up to something. Your sun goes. I feel like you're up to something. Fuck that you're up to something.
Hello, you know what time it is. It is Maya Nicole Hawthorne with Maya's Thoughts here for episode 3 of my podcast. Now, I was again shady and shifty on the topic. It is so hard for me to pick, because it's all about the thoughts. And if you're anything like me, I have a million one thoughts a day. So I can have a topic and a topic and a topic to talk about. But I narrowed it down. So today, I'm going to nicely talk about the branch off of what we spoke about yesterday. Yesterday, we talked a little bit about Friendships 101. And I kind of wanted to keep going on that topic and shed light deeper into the situation. But I'm going to hold off and I'm going to go into the opposite of that. Today, we're going to be talking about relationships. Now, relationships are very similar to friendships. They can be a whole lot of ups and downs. They can be a whole lot of, figuring things out. But let's talk about it. Let's really get into why we are, as a generation, as a group of people, as a species, relationships is one of the hardest things to maintain. So when we think about relationships, it's kind of like, what is a healthy relationship? Everybody's version of a healthy relationship is different, and I didn't used to think that. I thought a healthy relationship was typical. We all want the same things in a healthy relationship. It means peace and love, and serenity. My relationship, this other person that I'm with, I should be able to go to them, and they are my safe space, my safe keep, my home. They always say home is a person, not a place. And when I think of a healthy relationship, a dream relationship, that's what I think of. It's someone that I can be healthy with. So when I think of a healthy relationship, to me, I think of someone or two people, because we're talking about a relationship, not one thing, but I think of two-way streets. I think of two people doing their part. Nobody has to overplay their part, because you have two people that are playing their part. And when I say playing their part, it means I am going to uphold exactly how I would want to be treated, to do that to you. I'm going to love you. I'm going to care for you. I'm going to be there for you no matter what. I'm going to fight your battles because they are my battles, because we are one. Everything is a together thing when you're in a relationship. And if you don't have that mindset, well, I can only imagine how your relationships are going. But that's what I think about a healthy relationship. Now, a healthy relationship is something that everybody wants. But you can't have a healthy relationship if you don't know what it looks like or what you're supposed to get out of it. And a lot of times in these days, we look at relationship goals and stuff from the internet. We think that the relationship should be how this one person's relationship is or how these celebrities are. And really, we don't know what goes on behind those closed doors. We really don't. So we're setting ourselves up for a relationship to replicate exactly what their relationship is that they provide on the internet. So if you want a healthy relationship, you kind of got to know what you want out of it, not based off the internet, but based off what you're supposed to get. And that starts out with simply 2 steps to it. What does a man look for in a spouse? What is he supposed to look for in a spouse? Because this starts out with finding a healthy relationship. Is what is a man supposed to look for in a spouse? Okay? And this is going off the traditional way. I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm going off the traditional, exactly how back then this is what it was supposed to be. And we all can get upset, the homosexuals and the LGBTQ community can probably come at me and choke me to death because of what I'm about to say. But a man, based on traditional views or even biblical views, a man, when he's looking for a woman, he's supposed to look for certain things. Because a man technically is the one that's supposed to go out and find his wife. Someone that is wife material. And as a man, to all my men, come here. You are looking for a woman who is wife material. You're looking for a nurturer, a lover, a person who can multitask and organize and see things deeper from the outside view. A man is looking for someone who is going to always be right behind him through everything he does. A man is looking for a woman who is going to nurture and grow his family and support his goals and support his dreams because he's the head of household. And he can't be the head of household if he doesn't have a woman who is ready to help him be the head of that household. Because, see, you have some women that they don't want the men to be a household, the head of the household. They want a man to just sit there and do exactly what they think a man's supposed to do. But if we're going through traditional views, a man is supposed to protect and hold his family together. He is the builder, the strength. But the woman, she has to help plan that foundation. If you're a man and you're sitting out there saying, oh, all these women aren't shit and all these women are sucking and all these women are hoes, are you even looking for the right type of woman? Are you really looking for a woman of your dreams? As in physical features, or are you looking for a woman based on what you know would be a healthy woman, would be the right woman to create yourself a healthy relationship that would lead to a healthy marriage? Is that what you're looking for? Or are you looking for what the internet is telling you should have as a woman? A woman with a BBL, a woman with, extensions in her hair every day, a woman that, is, got the good dress drip down. What are you looking for in a woman? Because a lot of us in this generation, we want a healthy relationship. We want love and we want the perfect thing. But the problem is we're looking for it the wrong way. So let's go to women. Women, what are you supposed to look for in a spouse? See, and women are so messed up in the head these days. Women are looking for, so many things in a man. And then we will choose the exact opposite. So as a woman, you should be looking for a man that's here to protect you, to provide for you. This whole 50-50 argument that shouldn't even be an argument. Because based on your relationship is what you decide. You can't take from the internet and say, oh, they're saying that if a man loves me, then there's no 50-50. That he's just supposed to pay all the bills. That might work for Sarah and Jim. Sarah and Jim might like to do the traditional, she stays at home and Jim goes and pays all the bills. But it's okay. If 50-50 works for y'all, then 50-50 works for y'all. You can't base it on other things. So women, we're looking for that first. Looking for how much a man's money value is wrong. What you need to look for is if he's a protector, a provider, a carer. If he's the one that's going to hold your family together when things get rough. If he's a man that's going to say what he's going to, not only say it, but do it. His actions have to follow his words. If you're looking for a relationship with a man that will lead to marriage, you have to first date a man that even wants the same values as you. So, and I can go on and on in days of what a man should look for a woman and a woman should look for a man. But the thing is we all know it because we all say, oh, I know my worth and I know what I'm supposed to get. But we don't do the exact same thing. So I'm really just speaking to the walls right now because what's coming out of our mouth, we all know. We all know it. We all know it. It's simple. But, it's hard to know something, but to actually do what you're supposed to do. Or do as so to speak. So after we get out of that, we go into, okay, a man now knows what he's supposed to get out of a woman, right? But now we're here and we're looking for what a woman knows to get out of a man. We got those two parts down. Now we're going to put it together, right? We're going to put these two things together. I have a man, and the man knows what he wants out of his woman. He's going to go find that woman. And I'm a woman, and I know what I want out of a man, so I'm going to wait for that type of man to find me. Cool. Now, you found each other. Next part is the people that you found each other, But did you make sure? Did you check off your box all the core values of what you want out of a man? Are they there? Because a lot of times as women, we'll find one or two values that are there and could care less if the 8 other values are full because, oh, he's cute or oh, something else. We'll leave out all the other things. And it's many, many reasons that we don't have to get into them now. But let's say we have a man and a woman that have found each other, right? They found each other. That's step 1. Step 2 is you say, oh, we see the red flags, or oh, I see this, or oh, I see exactly what I want out of this man. And we know, time can change people. But the first interaction, the first month of knowing the person, the talking stage or whatever as our generation likes to call it. The talking stage is where you should be looking for the core values being met. The things that you said to each other, they should be being put into action and not just words. You're also looking for key things, key components that will tell you how your relationship's going to go. And here is where the thing about relationships get tricky. Because the generation from into millennials to Gen Z are having a hard time with understanding this. So hear me good and hear me clearly. When you get into a relationship with someone and you're in that talking stage, you're in that dating stage, trying to figure out who this person is and what this person is going to be for you, there are things that you should look at and there are things that you should worry about. And there are things that should be talked about if you really care about this person. And you're like, I met this person and we both really like each other and we want this to go somewhere. There are things that need to be sat down and be talked about, because the key components in how your relationship are going to go start with the morals that person have, their past, trauma if they've been through it, their views on things, and their mental state. And when I say views on things, I mean views on life itself. When you get in a relationship, you're getting in a relationship with a person who is raised totally different than you. So it's important that you see their views on things, because if I believe that we're supposed to get married and I grew up Christian and I want to be married and I want to raise kids to be peaceful and kind and loving, but you grew up and you were taught never to have friends, you don't need nobody in your life, we're gonna clash because my views are different than yours. And that is where you come to a lot of people try to change the person they are with. But that person was like that when you met them. You just didn't take out the time to look into it, or you noticed it and it was a red flag to you and you decided to keep moving on with it. Their morals. Men, this is huge for you. Men will get in a relationship with a woman and they'll be like, oh, I love her, she's just so fantastic. And then in month 3, you're finding out that, oh, she's a liar, she's a manipulator. Oh, and on top of that, she's cheating. I find out that she just got dudes all over the place. Well, did you check her morals? Did you really check what she sees in herself on who she should be as a woman? What her morals are? You want to be with someone, but do you know their morals? Their values? Or did you just simply say, oh, she's pretty and I like her and I'm going to figure her out down the way? No, you should have asked her about her morals from day one. Same thing when it comes to men. What are your morals? And women, this is important because I've learned over time, men's morals and views are totally different than women, and we know that. Like, a lot of men think that just texting a girl is not cheating. As long as I'm texting and flirting, it's just simple. I'm not cheating on you. Yes, but you are entertaining another woman in your mind. Do you want me to break your finger or your phone? Like, to us, it's general, like, what's the word? It's common sense. Why if and the crazy thing is women, if we were to go and text a man and be texting and flirting a man and the boyfriend found out, he would be almost on the bed crying. But see, to them, if they do it, it's simple because he's a man. You don't want a man that has that moral and value and view on that thing. You want to make sure that y'all views and your morals. Hence, my first relationship, my boyfriend at that time grew up Christian. I grew up Christian. So a lot of our morals and views on life were very similar. A huge view or moral was that if we have an argument, a disagreement, once it's time to go to bed, there's no sleeping in two different areas. We're going to bed together because the situation has been talked out. It is done. And when we wake up the next day, it is over. Now, I'm not talking about, oh, you cheated and I'm just going to let it go. No, simple things that relationships argue over that. Oh, you ate my ribs and I'm really irritated. I said I was going to do this with the money. Why did you do that with the money? Regular relationship arguments. We decide, we're going to sit down and talk about it. Because when it's time to go to bed, we go to bed together. And we wake up and the day is new. Nothing is being held. You see how important it is for us to both have those views? Right. So that morals, views, aspects, and gosh, their past, their trauma, and their mental state. I don't care if we're talking about men or women here. You better make sure that the person that you are getting into cahoots with, their past, whether it's the ex, whether it's a best female best friend or guy best friend that you have no clue if they've ever went past the best friend points, because we know how that can get. The past ex that, he says he's over, but, still calling or she's still dealing with. You got to make sure that you know the past and you got to know what the past means and if they're holding on to anything in that past. And their trauma and mental state go just like this. If you're in a relationship with someone that has some past trauma that they are dealing with and their mental state is shaky, not saying you can't be with them, but you better make sure they're a person that is not only knowledgeable of their mental state and their trauma, but working to fix it, constantly doing something, whether it's therapy, their medication. You don't want to be with somebody that has trauma and past mental issues and they're not working on them. They're not even accepting that they have them. They're just letting them be there. It will tear you down and tear you apart, especially as a woman, because we are healers and nurturers. And what you will do is say, I got to fix this person. I got to deal with this person. I got to love this person. And that person will tear you apart because they are torn apart. They are torn apart and you cannot fix them. They must fix themselves. A self-healing journey is the only way that a person can do that. If they are like that and they have not confronted their past trauma and their mental state, they do not need to be in a relationship. They are not relationship material. They are struggling with life. And the best thing you can do for them is pray and ask that they get themselves together. But as women, we think we're supposed to fix people, heal people, love people. And that is why 9 times out of 10, you're sitting there like, why is this guy treating me like this? He don't even know why he's treating himself like that certain days. And you're wondering why he don't even know. And you're sitting there questioning him and he's looking at you, probably talking to you at the side of his neck because he's like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? And you're sitting there like, you know damn well what I'm talking about. But he doesn't, because you see what's wrong with him. But if he's in denial or doesn't, or she's in denial and doesn't accept, then they don't know. Guys, those things are key components. This generation views loyalty and love as something that is a come or go situation. It is sustainable. It is to be there forever. But our generation doesn't understand it. That's why you can't find a healthy relationship as much as you could back then. They were all over the place. Healthy relationships, people getting married. Marriage lasts all of 2 years now. When I was coming up, marriage was the thing where you're not getting divorced. You stay right where you're at. And that's how it's going to be. You get what I'm saying? But it's the views are different. because there's no loyalty to the person we love, whether it's a friend or a relationship or family anymore. And here's the huge thing that's going to wrap up this conversation, this podcast, is my few questions for y'all. My very few questions, and I'm going to wrap up my podcast. Okay. And here is my last statement to wrap up everything. Our past also, as individuals, pushes us to our choices. We could know someone is not good for us and we could still stay with them. Why? If you know what you deserve and you see the red flags, so you know what's wrong with whether it's you or the person you're with, why do we stay? Why do we progress? Why, when we're dating someone and we're introducing ourselves to someone, why do we decide to stay or begin a relationship when we see the red flags before we ever decide that they're gonna be with us? Why? Why do we do that? Why do we do that to ourselves? Which brings me back to the simple question is, each person has to heal, right? We have to heal. How can I, someone that has past issues and trauma and mental, be in a relationship with someone and think my relationship is going to be healthy? Let's do the math. Let's be logical about it, right? If I'm messed up and I'm dealing with some things and I need to heal, knowing, and we know when we need to heal. We might push it off because it's not a fun process, but we know when we're supposed to. Right? We know we're supposed to mentally get ourselves together. But then I meet a guy. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to be better for him. That's the first mess up. We be better for ourselves, never for anybody else. But in this generation, that's how it's going. And I'm better for him. And I get in a relationship. How do I think that relationship is going to be healthy if there's two streets of the relationship, and one of the streets is all broken and all cracked up and has potholes? How do I think that we're both going to go across our street smoothly, equally yoked, but I'm messed up and I need to self-heal? There's no way that we can be healthy together if one of us is not healthy. It's simple math. It's simple math, right? Knowing what we know deep down and knowing what you know as a person, why do we make the choices we make? We know deep down what we want from somebody. We know deep down what we deserve. And women are huge for this. Oh, I deserve the world. I know what I deserve. I know that I'm supposed to be this and that and that. Then why? Why do we decide to deal with situations or relationships that we know aren't for us? That's a genuine question. Is it simply because love is that strong that it will gravitate you to be with someone who you know might be tearing you down or is no good for you? What's the real secret to it? Because we can say we love someone and that's why we're with them and we're waiting for them to be better. We're waiting for them to grow. We're waiting for them to change. Oh, we're waiting for them to be the person we want them to be. But that's the key word right there. We want them to be. A healing process is something someone has to do by themselves. It's nothing that you can force or push. You can stand by them. You can support them. You can even help them. But you can't do it for them. So knowing that information, why do we put ourselves through what we do? If I know that I'm healthy and I've moved on and I've grown and I'm better and at controlling my trauma and I'm better, the smart thing would be to go out there and find another person who is healed, because now we're two healed people, which means our relationship is going to be healthy. And it's that simple as 1, 2, 3. Knowing what I deserve, knowing what I am, let go of what is not, and wait for the person that is for me to come. But I choose to stay with something that is toxic and bringing me down. Why do we do that? What is the real answer? And I would love feedback on it. What is the real answer? What is the purpose of it? Maybe we're self-sabotaging. Maybe it's because of our past or our own traumas or our own mental state where we think we need someone just like us. And I'm a huge advocate for it. I love to date somebody that has been through something. I always said I can't date someone who's never been through anything because they can't relate to me. They don't know what I've been through, so they can't relate to why I drink alcohol 5 days a week. They can't relate to why I might need to go in my room and scream. So I need someone that's a little messed up. But then if I messed up and they're messed up, the whole relationship is now messed up. Here's the thing that we all need to bring ourselves back around to is the old way, the old tradition. If you still have healing to do, you're not relationship material. If you're trying to be in a relationship with someone that you know has totally different views and morals than you don't need to be in a relationship with them. If there's a such thing as not being ready to be in a relationship, and our generation does not understand that. I see so much of girls that will break up, and then next week or the next 2 weeks, you see they're in another relationship. Nobody wants to be alone anymore. Nobody knows how to just be on their own and do self-love, self-care, find themselves, heal, and then go and have a relationship with another person who did the same thing and decided to heal, because now we're both healed and now I'm going to get that peaceful, calm relationship that I was looking for because I decided to sit back and heal. We all cry, oh, I want this. There's no good man out there. No, you're picking men that have trauma, that have a past, that have mental issues, that have these things and these things. You're not going for the healed man. You're going for the broken ones because you probably have healing you need yourself. You will always attract exactly what you are. Which means one key factor. If you heal, you will attract healed. You will want a healed person. But your mind state will always be, I need to find someone's broken because they'll understand me. It's simply because you're still broken. If you've healed, you won't do the broken thing or drown your sorrows in alcohol. So you have to do it no more if you're healed. That's the whole point. Right? Am I right or am I wrong? Or is it just my view and my thoughts? I don't know. I'm looking for feedback. I'm looking for someone to tell me that I'm wrong. If you want to heal a relationship, you gotta have two people that are healed. You can't have a healthy relationship with two people that are unhealthy. You can't have a good relationship with someone who's still in their past. They're not currently here in their mind frame. They're in the past. So next time you think, from my single people, this is huge for you. Because next time you think about, should I date this person? Should I be with this person? Have in the back of your mind is this person healed? Does this person view the same things as me? Does this person have the same morals as me? Because that right there, if they don't have the same views and morals, will drive y'all to argue every day because y'all do not see stuff in the same way. So I leave you with these questions. I leave you with these thoughts. And I'm looking to hear feedback because relationships is a huge thing right now that everybody seems to be struggling with. So it was nice talking to you all. I'm glad that we were able to converse about what relationships are and what they should be. Again, this was Maya Nicole Hawthorne with Maya's Thoughts, and I'm out. Bye.